songs. How like being poets at an arcade, soaking moonlit falls on broken past this inundated orb that we call home. And it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Just wanted to drop a quick video today. The quarterback controversy in Knoxville continues. It's something we've been talking about for the last few weeks throughout spring practice. Some of you guys in the comment section are talking about just how Harrison Bailey is the next Peyton Manning. Others are behind Brian Maurer, say that he is the guy. And some of you, like myself, have been rolling with Hendon Hooker. But the quarterback controversy continues. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. But first, as always, guys, do me a favor. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up. It's just below the video here. Just press that little thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You can also click that bell. You'll receive notifications anytime we go live or drop content. And we will be going live this Saturday right at 4 o'clock, maybe a little bit before. We're going to be doing a watch party for the orange and white game. So make sure you are subscribed and you tune in to that. Now let's get into this. This is something that the Indy Kid mentioned last night on the live stream. It's a name that's been floating around. That is Michigan Wolverines quarterback Joe Milton. This is an article from February talking about him entering the transfer portal. When you look through the article, it says he entered his name into the transfer portal on Thursday. Again, this goes back to February. It says the third-year quarterback will have 3 years of eligibility remaining as the NCAA has granted an extra year. Milton was an ESPN 300 prospect in the 2018 class. He was a pro-style quarterback, but the article goes on to say he was described as raw and needing time to develop, and played in 4 games his first season. After playing in 4 games in 2019, Milton was named the starter to open the 2020 season. He helped lead Michigan to a win against Minnesota in the opener, completing 15 of 22 for 225 yards and a touchdown. Goes on to say threw for 644 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions the next 2 games, both losses. Then he was eventually replaced by Cade McNamara. Now, you guys may be saying, Boogie, what in the world does this have to do with anything? What does this have to do with anything? Well, again, the Indy Kid did mention this on last night's stream as we were talking about the quarterback position, this quarterback battle. And it's something that we touched on, I guess, a week ago. Something like that. Jason Swain on the Swain event rumored that Josh Heupel could be going to look for a quarterback in the transfer portal. Some of you guys said we're crazy. You said, don't trust an insider. Trust this coaching staff. Well, this morning on VolQuest.com, Austin Price has confirmed that Joe Milton is in the UT student directory, and he is active. So all signs seem to say that Joe Milton is leaving Michigan and heading to the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. What does this mean? What does this mean for this program? Well, when you look at the quarterback situation, something we've talked about over the last few weeks is that nobody is standing out. Nobody is becoming the guy. The constant theme is that Hendon Hooker continues to be steady, not a lot of highs, not a lot of lows. He's just kind of right in the middle. Talk about Brian Maurer and how he shows flashes. That guy will roll out of the pocket, make a guy miss, make moves with his feet, extend plays, throw the ball downfield, big-time playmaker. And then the very next play, he'll throw an interception. He'll underthrow a wide receiver that's open. The problem is consistency with Brian Maurer. And something you can go further talking about him, can he stay healthy? That's another concern for Brian Maurer. Where does Harrison Bailey fit into this? I know a lot of you guys love him. I wanted to see him succeed. The kid had so much hype coming out of high school. Had trouble getting on the field last year. All we heard was that he wasn't ready. You know, he didn't get spring practice. Excuse after excuse after excuse. When he did find his way onto the field, he did show poise. He showed, pocket presence. He stands tall. He seems to have a confidence about it. But there's something missing, and I don't know what it is, but, we've seen all spring long, all 3 guys have gotten opportunities, but nobody stands out. And I told you guys a week ago, some of you said I was crazy and not to listen to rumors, not to listen to insiders. I told you guys. When Austin Price is talking about it, when Jason Swain is talking about it, you listen, because these guys have connections that we don't have. You know, the Talkin VAWLS Network, we are just for fans, just like you guys. So when a guy like Jason Swain starts talking about how Josh Heupel could be going to the transfer portal, wink, wink, you take note, you listen. Now here we are, Joe Milton showing in the student directory, appears he will be transferring to Tennessee. What does this mean for the quarterbacks? Well, what it says to me is that Josh Heupel and this coaching staff doesn't really have the confidence in the quarterbacks on this football team. It is what it is. I would like to think that he would come in and go through a full spring, that somebody would start to emerge as the guy. And I know it's spring. We're talking about basically 3 weeks of practice at this point. Does Joe Milton showing up in the UT student directory, does that mean that Harrison Bailey won't be the starter when fall rolls around? No, absolutely not. It could still be, it's anybody's team at this point, other than maybe Caden Salter. I think what happened with Caden Salter, the suspension, I hope that he's grown from that. I hope that he learns from that. He could still have a bright future at the University of Tennessee, but I think he definitely handicapped himself by what he did in getting suspended and having to sit out this spring. I don't see Caden Salter being the front runner when fall rolls around. So let's take a look exactly who is Joe Milton. Again, he was a pro-style quarterback coming out of high school. Let's take a look at his game-by-game breakdown from last season. And again, guys, it is what it is. I think this is just the state of the quarterback room at this point. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Am I off base here? Am I crazy? Why would Josh Heupel go to the transfer portal and end up with a 5th scholarship quarterback on this roster if he felt like he had a guy that he could trust, a guy that he knew was emerging as the front runner? But when you look at Joe Milton's stats for Michigan last year, again, the first game got the win against Minnesota, 15 of 22, 225 yards and a touchdown. He just doesn't seem efficient. And I'll be the first to admit, it's not like I sit around and watch a lot of Big Ten football. This is a big kid, 6'5", 243 pounds. Again, is a pro-style quarterback. Some people say he does use his feet. I don't know a lot about Joe Milton, to be honest with you. All I can do is sit and look at his stats on paper. And something that is a concern is you're talking about a guy that, once again, lost the starting job, 3 games into the season. You look at his game against Indiana, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. You look where he got some playing time against Wisconsin, 9 for 19, 98 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So for the year, we've got 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Doesn't seem like a guy that's protecting the football. But again, my concern is not necessarily Joe Milton. I'm not going to sit here and judge Joe Milton and pretend that I know a lot about the guy. What concerns me is the fact that this Tennessee quarterback room does not have a guy that has emerged, that has moved to the front of the line. We talked about Hendon Hooker at the start of spring practice kind of being that alpha male. And when it came time to do drills, he moved to the front of the line. But maybe he just doesn't have that it factor. Do you have to have that it factor to be a quarterback in Joe Heupel's offense? Or as we talked about in last night's live stream, which if you did not watch, I encourage you to go back and check it out. We talked about the baseball program, tough series loss to Vanderbilt. Hopefully they can rebound this weekend against Texas A&M. The Indy Kid and myself will be covering that. We also talked about Rick Barnes and the basketball program and just a lot about this football program and Josh Heupel. But one thing we said is as a quarterback in this offense, maybe you don't necessarily have to be that playmaker. Maybe you just need to be efficient and not turn the football over. But again, guys, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this situation. Joe Milton, all signs appear he is coming to Rocky Top. Is that a good sign or a bad sign for this quarterback room? Leave me a comment. Let me know where you stand. As always, please smash that thumbs up on the way out the door if you have not done so yet. Make sure you're subscribed, tune in. We'll be live this Saturday for the orange and white game. Again, the kickoff is 4 p.m. We'll probably fire up the live stream a little bit early, talk to you guys, see what you're looking for in that orange and white game. I'm not hitting the panic button, just showing a little cause for concern as it appears Josh Heupel heads to the transfer portal to bring another quarterback to Knoxville. But that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
Howl like me, poets sat in arcades, soaking moonlit falls on